In the annals of Nigerian history, few moments are as charged with the weight of what if as the Aburi Accord. Imagine Nigeria in 1967, a nation teetering on the brink of self-destruction. The map of the country looked different then, with the eastern region, home to a large Igbo population, seething with unrest following a series of brutal pogroms. It was in this volatile atmosphere that a final desperate attempt was made to hold the fracturing nation together. This was the Aburi Accord, a pivotal last-ditch effort to prevent a catastrophic civil war, a conversation that could have changed everything, but instead became the prelude to tragedy. The setting was Aburi, a serene town in Ghana, far from the rising tensions in Nigeria. In January 1967, the key players met. Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, the head of the federal military government, and Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, the military governor of the eastern region. For a brief moment, there was a glimmer of hope. The negotiations, though tense, seemed productive. Ojukwu, representing a people who felt persecuted and unsafe, argued passionately for a system that would grant significant autonomy to the regions. The agreement reached was for a more confederal system of government, a loose federation where the regions would have greater control over their own affairs. On paper, it seemed like a breakthrough, a consensus that acknowledged the deep divisions and offered a path back from the precipice. The leaders left Aburi seemingly in agreement, with Ojukwu famously stating, "On Aburi we stand." However, the spirit of Aburi quickly evaporated upon their return to Nigeria. The accord, which had seemed so clear in Ghana, became a subject of conflicting interpretations. The core of the disagreement lay in the degree of regional autonomy. Ojukwu believed the accord established a confederation, where the regions were nearly sovereign entities, delegating limited powers to a weak central government. He saw this as the only way to guarantee the safety of his people. Gowon and his advisors in Lagos, however, feared that such a structure would effectively dissolve the Nigerian Federation. They interpreted the accord as a call for decentralization, but not the disintegration of central authority. This fundamental misunderstanding was formalized when Gowon promulgated Decree No. 8. While he claimed it embodied the spirit of Aburi, Ojukwu saw it as a complete betrayal, a unilateral rewriting of their agreement that re-centralized power and negated the autonomy they had negotiated for. The promise of peace was shattering. With the collapse of trust, the path to war became tragically inevitable. The differing viewpoints were irreconcilable, and both sides began to prepare for the worst. The federal government in Lagos saw Ojukwu's insistence on the original Aburi terms as a move towards secession.